Welcome. This is DNR Silver, MD, MDH from the Silver Cancer Institute, Scottsdale, Arizona. We're going to talk about autoimmunity. It's when the body attacks itself. This results from aberrant immune response, and it's termed autoimmune disease. Third leading cause of death in this country. Okay, so you can have it specific to an organ, like Hashimoto's attacks thyroid. You get thyroid toxicosis, high or low thyroid, pernicious anemia. You can get gastritis, it's called atropic gastritis, Addison's disease, the adrenal glands, myasthenia gravis, type 1 diabetes, vertigo. There's some lung diseases. There's prostate autoimmunity. There's multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's. I believe that ALS, Lou Gehrig's is autoimmune. Then there's the non-organ. It's all the other hemolytic anemia, primary biliary cirrhosis, active chronic hepatitis, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease. You get dry mouth, rheumatoid arthritis. There's many. So you can see there are, dermatomyositis, sclerodoma, mixed connective tissue disease, lupus. It's a multitude of different diseases. So what is the reason for this? I believe it's multifactorial. And the evidence is that there's initiating factors with a secondary gene susceptibility, as well as an environmental factor. So you have the genes, and something in an environment sets it off. And we know that hormones are involved with this. We know that estrogen drives autoimmune disease, and we know that autoimmune disease is more frequent in women. We know there's a problem with the gut-brain inflammation. There's mucosal abnormalities. There's imbalanced gut flora. There's intestinal barrier dysfunction. There's inflammation in the body. There's brain invasion. There's neuronal degeneration. So from its genes plus environment, okay, genes plus environment, that's what causes autoimmune disease. And like I said before, women are much more susceptible to autoimmune disease, probably because of their estrogen. Okay, the studies have been also showed that mercury exposure causes autoimmune disease. So that's another big problem. So estrogen and mercury, okay, exposure to methylmercury. It causes serum autoantibodies. So we can measure this in the lab. We can measure, I use an autoantibody lab. That's all they do. So you can have autoantibodies to your brain, to your liver, to your pancreas, to all parts, to your heart, to your joints, to your immune system. You can measure all that. You can measure foods. It's not only gluten, but many other foods cause autoimmune disease that cross-react. So we do all this specialized infection. We look for rubella and rubeola and Epstein-Barr and influenza and Coxsackie and Yersinia. We look, all this virus can cause what's called molecular mimicry. You can develop autoantibodies. Of course, gluten. Gluten's a big thing. Gluten. Anybody listening to this, I mean, I stopped eating gluten long ago. And I'm sure the tests that you've had are not acceptable for me. We do a gluten sensitivity, many parts of the gluten molecule. We look at intestinal barrier dysfunction. So we can evaluate the whole immune system. We can look at foods. We look at your gut. We look at your mitochondrial function. We look at your infections, your oxygen levels, and we can look at genes. So you see, it's not one thing. So if you have autoimmune disease, if you're on different prescription drugs and they're not working, if you're taking Humira or many other of the new things out there, they can all cause side reactions. They can cause cancer themselves. They can cause infections. Maybe you should call me and get more information. You can look at deansilvermd.com. You can look at thesilvercancer.com. We do specialized testing for autoimmune disease. You can call me at 480-860-2030, 480-860-2030. If you do nothing else, you're going to stop gluten. Okay, you're going to clean up your diet. Please call me. I know I can help. This is DNR Silver, MD. Until next time, best in health. This was Autoimmune. Stay tuned for our next talk coming up shortly. Best in health, DNR Silver, MD, MDH. Thank you for watching.